Hey guys, KUZO here, back in that video, and in this video today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the warm-up practices I do in the morning to get my gears moving. And it's going to be a pretty casual video, but just me and you, drawing. Okay. But I have not actually started to warm up this morning, so this is going to be my warm-up page, and you guys are going to kind of see like what I do in the morning to warm up. And it can be different for everyone, but just wanted to show you guys what I do. But so I'm going to start off by pretty much just doing some circles. And this is really just to get my motor skills going. And what's funny is, you know, when I was younger, I didn't really think that I needed to warm up in the morning. I don't know if some of you guys, if it ever occurred to you that you need to warm up with drawing. At least it didn't for me. Some of you might be like, well, of course you need a warm up. What? But I didn't think that. And yeah, it really helps to be able to get your motor skills going and your mind kind of in the mind state of getting ready to put paper to pencil, create ideas. And sometimes I'll do a lot of circles sometimes when I feel like I'm starting to get them down decently. I'll stop. And sometimes I'll turn some of them into heads. Just to get that warmed up. I haven't done this in a little while, turning them into heads, but because a lot of the time when I'm doing warm-ups in the morning, I'll get my motor skills back with squares and circles, which I'll do some, well, cubes. Sorry, cubes. I'll start getting my motor skills and my mind moving with more polygonish shapes and just simple shapes, and then I'll move on to something more complicated. In fact, right now my hands are kind of like wobbly. Probably because of the coffee. And I haven't really eaten anything yet. This is morning KUZO, okay? I'm not on my A game right now. But yeah. And one thing to start getting my mind moving is I'll take these cubes and I'll start trying to rotate them. Just so that way I can start working myself to think of these things in 3 dimensions again. Because just like everything, just like with athletes, we gotta stretch our brains. We gotta get them moving in the morning. So we bring back everything that we learned the day before, that type of stuff. And a lot of the time I'll go ahead and try to remember some of the stuff I was practicing the day before and do that here as well. So I'm going to try to rotate this little square cube upward. Alright, so maybe upward and over a little bit just to make it a little bit more interesting. And of course, something like this would be, even though it's just a cube, it would be a little hard if you don't know your perspective very well. So, it might be a little hard if you don't know that very well. But that's something where it comes into, if you don't know your perspective very well, that might be one of the quick warm-up things you do with morning. And that's something I actually do as well. So, let's go into maybe doing a little bit of perspective. Get us thinking 3-dimensional. Set the ground with some cubage here. And maybe draw in a person And this is stuff, you know, I've practiced before, so I have a general idea. If you're doing this and you don't know how to even start with this, it may be something that's hard. It may not be very good for a warm-up. But if it's something you've been practicing, it's good to get yourself warmed up with it. It's okay if it looks like poo. I mean, they're warm-up drawings, and you don't want your first drawings of the day to determine your mindset for the rest of the day. Like, that doesn't look very good to me. And you gotta have throwaway drawings. And I actually have a lot of drawings in here that are like practice. These are all like lines, faces, circles, lots of faces. And a lot of these are studies too. And I'll also do studies in the morning to kind of get my mind going with other people's designs, finished designs, and stuff like that. So that way I can just get myself in the artistic flow. And trying to remember some of the things that I always tell myself to do when I'm drawing in this perspective. Always remember, you know, if it's down here, we're going to see the top of it. We're not going to see the bottom if it's below the horizon line. So I'm thinking of like this leg right here. I'm drawing it as a cylinder, like this. Not like this, because that would be above the horizon line. So you can see if I do that, that fits above there. So just kind of trying to warm up and think of that stuff as I'm moving along, get my gears turning. All right. And another thing I really like to do is getting gesture down. And this helps with using reference and stuff like that, or just studies, so that way you can gesture out something that you're looking at and kind of get in the flow of something else that's already finished that might be better than your stuff. And you kind of learn from it. Just get in the cool flow. And this is gesturing. Well, this isn't full gesturing. This is just how I quickly get something down. And when I'm doing gesture or studying something, the things I look for is direction, shape, and relation. So basically, if this is the drawing I'm looking at, what direction is it going compared to, like, for example, if I had it like this, is it going this direction, or this direction, that kind of thing? And then what is its shape? Draw the shape. And then what is the relation to this shape from the next shape and direction that you're looking at? Let's say the head. So if the head's, you know, tilted a little bit differently or at the exact same angle of the arm, that's what I mean by relation. So relation to things around it. So like this arm's going that direction, this arm, that part of the arm's going that direction. And this stuff isn't meant to be super clean. And I mean, you can get cleaner as you move along. Drawing a dude with some swords. That is jumping. And one of the things that I've been practicing a lot recently is more realistic heads. And even though my style is anime style, I practice this stuff because it's something that I enjoy, being able to actually look at realistic heads and be able to see what's going on. And then also it helps me develop, bits and pieces of my style, because I pick and choose specific stylistic portions of something that I think, I enjoy. I like when I'm actually drawing it, and you kind of find little stylistic ways of doing something throughout the process of actually drawing it. And right now I'm kind of rusty at drawing realistic faces. I used to be better than I am now, and that's actually a video that I wanted to make for you guys at some point, because I got really good at drawing realistic faces at one point, and I stopped drawing them as much, and I really lost that capability, because when I did learn how to do it, I didn't practice it frequently enough after that for it to go into my permanent memory bank. So it didn't just become a dull tool that I had, I lost that tool because I didn't continue doing it long enough after I learned it. So and right now I'm just going based off of some reference in front of me, and kind of sharpening the tools that I've recently started to learn in order to be able to draw realistic faces. And you don't have to do this with realistic faces. You can do this with anime faces if you wanted to. This is just where I've been going with my practicing. Though I would suggest at some point to really study the stole. This is what happens when you do a video too early in the morning. No. I would suggest to practice skulls if you've never thought of doing that, and a little bit of the concept of realistic faces if you haven't gone into that, because everything anime is based off of everything real. Even if it is stylistic, it's good to have a basic understanding of this stuff. And these are just things that I've gone over and over again, try to memorize, but I need to start pushing myself to go a little further with this stuff. I kind of went on a tangent that had nothing to do with my warm-up sketches, per se. I don't know if you guys mind that or not, but it happened. Like I said, this is going to be a laid-back video. Just laid back, chilling, chiseling. It doesn't have to look perfect. Though I do need to start getting into doing some more finalized studies. I haven't been doing those recently, and I think doing quick actual like value studies of things would help a little bit more than what I've been doing. And since this is a morning warm-up video, if this video does well and you guys like this video, you know, I might do something similar with my practice sessions for you guys. I do have a second channel that I do that on sometimes. Well, that's pretty much like the whole thing. When I'm doing a practice session of some sort, sometimes I'll record it and I'll put it on that channel. I need to put up a new video on there very soon. I got a little quiet there for a second because I'm really focusing on this. Now that I'm starting to actually get a little bit warmed up. And what, it's been about 16 minutes? This part of the drawing that I'm drawing right now, this whole neck part, this is not in the drawing, actually. This is just based off what I know. Because it's not in the portrait. I feel like those lips might be a little bit too big compared to what I'm looking at. Now, since I did all that stuff, let's go over here and just quickly turn all these circles into some heads. And this is close to a wrap up to my warm-up session. And then I want to move on to finishing up a video for you guys. Oh, what is it? It's something coming up here. I don't know if you guys will be able to guess just by the image. It's not a conventional fan art, so some of you may be able to guess, some may not. You probably won't be able to guess the exactly what I'm doing there. I'm pretty sure most of you will not. Probably be a good thing for me to be adding in the X for this specific scenario. Kind of practice the skull shape maybe on this one. And let's do another practice of the skull shape. We're just going to do it like this and jaw. And back. Maybe I'll do a video on how skulls are important for even anime art. Because I know it's a lot of you guys like, some of you guys on here aren't here just for the art portion, but I notice a lot of you are. Some of you are here for my redesign series and don't necessarily draw. But some of you are. So maybe we get into more art contents. And I think I'm going to call that about good. But I'm going to shade this cube with my outro. Just do some random things with my outro. But I'd like to thank everyone who's made it to the end of this video. And yeah, big shout out to my Patreons. And special thanks to my Chunin and Jonin tier patrons. You guys help me be able to do what I do on this channel. But in any case, if you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to this channel, like what you see, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notified when each video comes out. Like always, guys, hope you're having a great day. I'll see you in the next video.